the morale of the officers. And then the data collection method would be formulating hypotheses based on existing theories, use of surveys or experiments to gather numerical data. So we will be distributing surveys or questionnaire to a larger group of people. So larger number of police officers, and then we will also run through an experiment with an experimental group. Like for example, that group would be given an incentive, and then we would compare their behavior after with the other group without without incentives. Do incentives affects their performance? Okay. And the potential findings would be statistical relationship between the variables, examples, like incentives and morale improvement, and generalizable results based on example.
Now, what is that? Potential findings, statistical relationship between variables, then we have, what is that? Generalizable?
Generalizable
Results based on sample data. That's for quantitative.
Quantitative, yes sir.
Yes, it's correct. No? So there are, in a quantitative, it expected that they are testing somehow relationship. So dito biya siya relationship ha? Kundi po siya of influence. Dagan din siya mga sensor. It could be relationship, pair, influence, what else? Difference. Yung mga involvement of different types of testing, they are considered as quantitative. Okay? Okay. Next.
Okay, the factors to consider when choosing an approach in qualitative research. The research questions focusing on subjective meanings and new theories. Like I said earlier, pag-quali, mag-build of theories. And then the answers to the research questions are more on subjective. And in quantitative research, generalizable questions with existing knowledge. And the knowledge base in qualitative, when little is known and new theories need to be developed. And in quantitative, when existing research is plentiful and the goal is comparison. Participant availability in qualitative, suitable when deep interaction and engagement with participants are required. And in quantitative, suitable when participants are not available for in-depth interaction. Audience preferences in qualitative, preferred when audiences value stories and personal experiences. And in quantitative, preferred when audiences seek hard data. And in time and resources, qualitative is time-intensive, more involved in data collection and interpretation. And in quantitative, faster and more economical for narrow studies. So, basically, balik to sa atong problem. Ang atong goal ato is we are to look or to find which of the two approaches is best suitable to solve the problem. Upon understanding the two approaches, I noticed that both of the approaches have their strengths. Like in qualitative, if you want to understand the side of the police officers, like their opinions, their feelings, na demoralize sila, we use qualitative. But if we use quantitative, we can also gather a more bigger data. Pag numerical manggod kay dako ang ato ang mag-gather nga data. So pwede ka maka-generalize. Dili lang dito nga office or kanang police officers na ana na nga area, we can use the findings to a larger or mas a whole na siya nga findings. So para nako, we can actually use the mixed method. We can use both the qualitative and the quantitative. So we can we can appreciate or gather the sides or personal nga nga opinion sa atong participants at the same time maka-provide ko ta og new theories na applicable to a larger, bigger population.
Okay, Alicia, you know what? Both of the research methods are going to say both quantitative and qualitative are really significant. They have their own analytical, they have their own function. They have their own function. So let's say that when you're studying is a quantitative, dito siya good. Remember, based on the statement, ito, okay, remember, you cannot generalize the data specifically if you're doing qualitative. Only yung weakness. No? Hindi mo ma-generalize niya. Kaya naman, qualitative, the number of participants are basically limited. Kadugtong mo alam sa Linda, family feud. Family feud ba na? Base sa survey, base sa survey, family feud ba yun? That's tingnan na guess. Remember, what they're doing actually in their anong tawag ng entertainment is basically a quantitative. Base sa survey ng 100 tao, ano yung pinaka-common na anak? Diba? That's how quantitative works because they can actually go for a general statement that everybody agree with this. While in a qualitative, because it is personal, because it is your own observation, you cannot do some generalizations, or you cannot generalize on the other hand. Ano man? Because it is limited to pinakatala in a maximum of 10 person. Maybe that 10 person, even though mo na siyang disample yun, if you're causing a ka, na naging criteria na kanatin sila mumit na. But, daghan pa kaayo ay na 10 person ang mas grabe. Kung may unta, for example, unta na. Ang subject sa study girl survey, itong mga parents, ang mga babae ng pattern movement. Tumagipang kulata sila mga kabanahan. Ano ba? Akong di-interview sir. Base sa akong interview sa Polo, mauni ang findings. Yes! Mauni ang findings. Pero mamalupang ka, nasa kadakop sa Pilipinas, kay mas grabe na ka-experience ninyo about anak. Remember, ang inyong pagpipili na set-up, setting kay ani na nga locality within barangay ra. Diba? Ingon anak sila. Pero, naapulingon ka si qualitative. Kaya mo yung matungkad ko, ang pinaka-inalong yun mo tinundan, anong mayroon anak, mayroon aling kabutang. Kaya sa quantitative, to be honest, ng pag-istorya, limited ko na iyahang statements, kaya ikaw mismo may mag-perceive. It is you who will make the statements first. And, for example, katong sa family feud, based lang survey, ilan na itong ihatag na ng options? Ilan na itong i-rate dito, kung asa dito, ang pinaka mo, naman, agree sila. Diba? Maulit sila sa quantitative, the options are already there. All you have to do is to select among the options which of those na ikaw mismo agree ka. That's quantitative. In a qualitative, no option. It is you who will ask for the data. Kaya magpapanaw ka. Ano, hindi ko lang naman kasi kung bana. Kung saan may rason naman na malatan siya. Ikaw ay nakita sa data. But in the quantitative itself, the data are there already. What you're looking forward is an agreement coming from the different people to whom among all those given na mga data ang pinakataas. And that's how quantitative. Di ba like sila ang function? There are also cases na to i-mix siya, but case to case. you cannot apply mixed method all the time. Because there are cases na kung mixed method din siya, maabtan pa ka kung 3 years, 2 years, ay natin mo makuha ang data. Lagi na kung urgency yan. Remember, in a study, there should be what we call timeliness. And that timeliness refers to a certain duration that you need to complete your study in the span of time. Did you get it? Okay, padayon na.
Next, we have the lesson in 1.07, the development of ethical research standards. So, the development of ethical research standards aims to ensure that the human subject or participants are protected. Okay, so let's have here some historical context of ethical violations. First, we have the Nazi medical experiment during the World War II. During the World War II, based on my research there, the Nazi scientists made an experiment with nakalimutan ko sa number of pila to ka prisoner dito sa kanang concentration camps and without the consent of the participants, which is the prisoners. So kato pala that is a violation, and then the experiment was very kanang horrific, which caused devastation, traumas, disfigurement, and even death of the prisoners. That is why, as a result, the Nuremberg Code was introduced in 1947, where there are 10 principles set for legitimate medical research. So, dito sa 10 principles na dito to naka-state ang risk, benefits sa participants, kanang informed consents. So, mo to siya ang mga dapat nga ginasunod sa researchers when conducting a research, especially nga it's about experiment kanang mga medical, which is very delikado sa ato ang mga participants. And also, tungod po na itabo, ang katong mga doctors kanang gikasuhan sad sila. And then next we have the Tuskegee syphilis, Tuskegee syphilis study, wherein 600 black men were included in the study. Sila ang participants. 339 of those participants has syphilis, and wala sila kabalo sa ilang condition na naanay sila anak, and naanay sila anak na sakit, and wala sila gitagaan o kanang treatment, wala sila providan of treatment. And then kato siya nga study nag-last of 40 years. So participants were never informed of their disease or available treatment like penicillin. So ethical breach denied the study, or the researchers denied of treatment and failure to inform the participants. So nag-cost na siya of $10 million settlement in 1974 and outrage over the unethical breach. So also, kung ito sa Nazi medical experiment na gama or na-introduce si Nuremberg Code, diari po sa Tuskegee syphilis study na ay na-develop nga ethical guidelines. The Belmont Report in 1978, which was issued by the National Commission for the Protection of be human subjects of biomedical and behavioral research. So nag-outline siya kanina ethical guidelines na outline og tulo ka core principles: the respect for person, beneficence, and justice. Ang key or ang tumong aning respect for persons is that informed consent yun sa kanang sa participants. And then sa beneficence is the state gives a researcher benefits anang ilaang gigandak na study, and then to make sure to maximize the benefits for the participants but minimize the risk. And then justice is dapat na sa equal nga possibility of being chosen as the participant. Formal ethics review process in modern research. Institutions have we have the IRB, or the Institutional Review Board, to review the research involving human subjects. IRBs monitor medical and social science and behavioral research. So sila na institution ang na-assign to check the research. So i-check nila daan ang katong mga na-mention o naabagyoy ka ng informed ba yun ang mga participants that they are chosen to be participant of that study, and that i-check sa IRB ang kanang mga benefits nga mag-gain sa mga participants o i-measure kung ang risk ba anang mag-conduct mo study is dili pa paligaw sa katong po sa Nazi kanang sa during sa World War II nga ning-abot sa nag-cause ng trauma and even death sa prisoners.
Okay, yes, that's correct, Institutional Review Board. But other universities and colleges, instead of using Institutional Review Board or IRB, they have this, what we call Research Ethics Committee, or REC. So, wala siya sa mga kasagaran sa mga universities and colleges karon. Even with big universities, so they have this Research Ethics Committee to check the ethical of the study, significance niya, tanan-tanan, sa benefits niya, tanan-tanan. Okay, before ka mag-push ka ng study, that should be cleared already from the committee member that you are allowed to conduct. Wala siya conflict of interest, no? Wala yung mga problema, or no, I mean to say, wala yung mga violations sa ethical, no? Sa ethical considerations. Okay? Sige, padayon ma'am.
The definition of research under the Common Rule during 1991, research is a systematic investigation designed to develop generalizable knowledge. So, not all research, dili pa ng research ina-check sa IRB na alay mga exemptions. Like for example, kana mga single case studies or anecdotal reports, pwede na siya dili i-check sa IRB. And educational research conducted in a normal classroom setting, especially kung dili mo po siya harmful sa for example, mga participants sa estudyante, dili na po sila ulay mga conduct na experiment or medicals. So, dili na siya kailangan ng IRB, and the public behavior observation, kaya mag-observe naman ka na sa wala na kay dili mo kayo mailagdan ang mga participants. So, no need for the IRB to check the research. And if your research needs to be approved by the IRB, then you have the following to ay mga kinahanglan i-pass. Like, your research must outline the risk, benefits, participant rights, privacy, protections, and confidentiality in detail. The last lesson, ethical principles in research. So, katong tulong ka principle. Balik sa principle of beneficence. So, researchers must protect the participants from physical and psychological harm. So, again, kaning principle na focus na as a researcher, you must ensure to maximize the benefits and minimize the harm. Research designs should aim to reduce risk and enhance potential benefits. Okay, we have the principle of justice, equitable treatment of all participants in research. The key point is to avoid exploiting vulnerable or easily accessible groups. Example, vulnerable populations such as those on public assistance should not face disproportionate risk. And lastly, the principle of autonomy. Participants must voluntarily choose to participate in research based on informed consent. So, mo ni siya equivalent atong isa ka katong ikatulo katong person, respect for persons. So, key requirements for informed consent is the explanation of the research purpose, procedure, potential benefits, and risk. And clear information about the right to withdraw without penalty at any time. So, pwede sila mo, they can remove themselves as a participant. So, hindi sila nimo i-hold nga, porque na, kung ano mo sila nga sila ang imong choose na participant, then mukuha na din sila. Wala na sila escape. So, dapat they are free to withdraw anytime. That's all for my report. Thank you.
Okay. Alright, so this slide let us cater some suggestions, no? Or any questions coming from you on the topic of this Loma. Let me start with this group, this right side. Any question? Para po ma-discuss na po siya as early this time. Any question? Yes, any clarifications or something that you wish to clarify something out of the presentation of Ms. Luma? Is the discussion very clear?
Yes.
Sige. Alright, so what do you think that this time? Sige, ako na lang mangutan na. Hindi mo mangutan na. Ano pang kung mo mangutan na? Samtang nagbitan na? Okay na dito. So next meeting, we will have our things ha. Magtuon mo ha. Topic ni Miss Melanie. Okay? Eh, may pumuntis man. Pura tayo. 100 item. The point is, item. Hindi naman na siya. Remember, we are all educators here. And we believe that we know what are the process of assessing our learners, our students, even you. So natin itawag ang mga process or types of assessment. When can we give 100 item type of assessment? Okay, every a certain professor, a certain instructor, teacher, in an ordinary class discussion right after, atag siya 100 item type test niya. Nana siya gamay. Ano na yung gamay? Ano man daw eh? Ano man daw eh? Okay? How can you give a 100 item type of test in just one single topic? Remember, dito na lang ka mag-ito sa item analysis niya po sa table of specification. Dili ba kayo kagamak gani o 50 item mag-exam kay salib ka dito sa itawag na regional sa itawag na unified exam para hanap ka 100 item kay 50 times 20 and it's wrong. Hindi do it. O dito na kung hindi ko ganahan ng kuhaan na okay lang times 2 pero kailangan galing times 20 times 10 muna mag-questionably. You know what? The type of test na muyon kag times 10, that's a kind of test na wala yung degree of saman. Degree of complexity, arrangement, and pero times 10 na nyo siya. O duha na ka-item ni 20. O na 0 siya, 0 out of 20. Dapat na rin 20. Di to your students in elementary and high school, ayaw ko bitaw ng mga times 20 mo. Isa rin nakatry ka na. Ikaw na. Nakatry ka. Do not do it. Kay mahulog ta, magtatawanan. Naiginig ka mo report. Lalo na gamit na nandiyan sa kong anak, sir, anak. Na zero siya, Pila nila? 100. Pila nila ka-question? Pulo. Dahil yun, may na-zero mo siya. Wala siguro siya kasunod. 119 din ba? Nakuha ko yung degrees niya. Uy, nabagsak. Wala din siya nabagsak. Gamay din yung almost. Pila na lang ang point para lang din mabagsak siya. Tungkol sa 100 item. And it is not that 100 item that we're talking here. Okay, it is not that. Diba? Pag pumunta na sa parent ka, hindi ka ayaw na map 10. Dapat pa siya o impact. Diba? So, delete siya angay, matag card assessment, times. Okay, siguro ng times 2. Sige, times 2 lang yun. Ako na siya impact. Diba? So, ingon ana. Okay? Remember that in the text of assessment, there should be what we call standardized that is present. And that standardized test that I'm referring here is a multiple choice type test. Isa na take, for example, numerations. Walang minun sila, nagutot to the sir. No! Because in the multiple choice type of test, you can actually reach out on the different levels of knowledge. Diba? Isa man to, narito comprehension, synthesis, according sa those taxonomy. Muna lang siya. Walang ako mag-alter yung exam, multiple choice. Kaya at least makaliman-liman kung tayo, makareflect muna. Nakapagid ni na method kung kanina siya ang senaryo. Muna na ito akong exam. Matag ang senaryo. Si Juan, nagpalit siya kuhan. Na si Juan, nagkandak siya study, kana. Which among of those research method is appropriate to address the problem of Juan? A. Kung magtuon ko mong analyze, malano kasi Juan naging ay noon ang senaryo. That's the way to read the exam. Okay? So, remember, alright. Now, next meeting, sige lang kayo. Now we'll do orientation sa syllabus. We will create syllabus for this topic. And that syllabus will be shared with you. Parang guided po. Now, this will be discussed in the first session, second session, so on and so forth. Okay? Okay? Now, remember, next meeting, we will have first over quiz. 30 minutes lang that. Then, pagkakuman, continue na sa next topic. Kasi extra importance. Ano sa topic? Reviewing the literature, the structure of research articles. Reviewing the literature. Okay, that reviewing of literature really very beneficial, especially with the time na mag-discuss na tayo kung mga findings. Isama siya pagkascade na ito. Okay? So, sa kamay na anyway, before na ito dito, tulis sa mga topic, no? Okay, please inform them that we will have our assessment is coming. What's the next Saturday? 22? 22. So, first hour in the morning, 8 to 9. We will use that one for our test assessment. Then, 9 to 10 will be the topic of the first Silang, ano sila? Nara sila dito. Pasakaw ko sila dito. Pato na lang eh. Ang sige. Okay, so that's it. So we have 1 hour for our discussion here topic. Okay na. Kaya na. Basta sa mga 1 hour. No, basta continue na din ang discussion. Actually, ang discussion ng dapat 30 minutes na din siya. Okay, and 30 minutes and more of research na that's our purpose. Okay? So have you learned today?
Yes.
Alright, so thank you so much. Pwede mag class sa tabi? Teacher sa tabi? Sige, everybody here.